Make sure you stand till the end. When replacing valve cover gasket, people often make two mistakes that can actually, guys, destroy your engine, or if you don't fix it right, you will be doing the job again. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair, guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video to any of you guys having a car. And if you want to know how to diagnose leaking valve cover gasket or bad valve cover gasket, stay with us. We'll explain that in this video today, everything from start to finish, because leaking bad valve cover gasket can cause quite a bit of problems. We'll explain why, and if not fixed on time, in some cases can cause other damages, not only to the engine but to the exhaust system as well. And something else, if when replacing it, if you are not careful, you can destroy your engine. We'll explain why, so make sure you stand till the end. So before we start, let me tell you a little bit about us, guys. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why we do that? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need, guys, in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these free videos. And if you guys need to buy any parts, tools for your Dodge Challenger, your car, you want to save quite a bit of money, check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our tool supplies from, and you can, guys, save a ton of money. So let's start on it now. So we'll demonstrate on that Dodge Challenger that we have here, guys, okay, how to diagnose leaking bad valve cover gasket. But now it will be the same for 3, 4, 6, 8 cylinder engines. The only difference is like the V6, V8s, that we have 2 cylinder head, so you have two valve cover gaskets. But that's actually a cool thing, because we can actually show you with one removed, one not, so you can see what to expect. This is the engine. This is valve cover right here. The gasket is between the valve cover and the cylinder head. It will contact the cylinder head right here and the timing cover. We're talking about that gasket over here. You can see this is the gasket and this is the valve cover removed. Often the valve cover gasket will consist of multiple components. The main gasket that goes all the way around. Then you have small gaskets that go around the spark plug wells, and if they fail, often you can start accumulating engine oil in the spark plug wells that can lead to misfires. Those misfires can lead to rich fuel mixture, because when the spark plug is wet, it may not misfire where it's contacting the ignition coil. As a result, that extra fuel will end up in the exhaust, and it will burn in the catalytic converter and can destroy oxygen sensors and catalytic converters as well. Another thing, those misfires, okay, can cause other troubles as well. And if the engine doesn't run good and it misfires a lot, that extra gasoline that doesn't burn can wash the oil off the cylinder wall. As a result, it will put more wear on the engine. We had a problem where one person drove a Ford Edge for a long time with a misfire, and the compression on that cylinder was 50% less than the rest of the engine. Also, you will have on modern cars, you have variable timing often, so you may have extra gaskets like these ones here. Yours may be on top. It really depends on the engine, but replace all the components when replacing the gasket, because otherwise you will be doing the job again. Before we get to the point how to diagnose it, let me tell you guys one thing that two mistakes people make that will require the gasket replaced again. One, often where the timing cover on an engine meets the cylinder head, you need to clean the area where silicone was applied. Okay, like this one right there. Clean it and clean everything where the gasket contacts with rubbing alcohol, and use a couple drops of silicone, guys. Okay, a couple drops of silicone where the timing cover meets the cylinder head. Otherwise, okay, you will be developing a leak there again, and you will be doing the job again. Another thing, always use the correct torque specs for valve cover replacement, for valve cover installation, excuse me, because if you don't use the correct torque specs and sequence, that can cause leaks as well. Now let's talk about diagnosing the gasket and common mistake people make that can destroy your engine. So you will be looking, guys, for oily spots. Oily spots usually will have dust accumulation, but not dust like here. This is just clean dust, no oil. You can see it comes off. But if you come right here towards the front, you can see we started developing a little bit of a leak. And if you pay attention towards right there, that's oily spot, oil leak. Okay, you can see it right there, and it dripped all the way on the AC compressor. Okay, if you pay attention, all that is oil, guys, oil deposits there on the AC compressor. So you can see that is a symptom of leaking gasket. Another thing, you can see it goes all the way actually to the side of the engine, okay, on the coolant lines. So that actually can eat the coolant hoses. That oil will make them soft, and you can explode the hose, you can overheat your engine. Another thing, expect usually the leaks to happen on the lower side of the valve, of the cylinder head, on the valve cover, and that often will be close to the exhaust, and when that happens you will drip oil on the exhaust, so you will smell burning smell. That's number 2. Number 3, guys, misfires is another thing. Because you may get oil in the spark plugs, or sometimes you can even, depending on how it's built, the engine, you may get oil in the connectors for variable timing, ignition coils, camshaft sensors, and if the connector is contaminated, that can cause misfires. Okay, engine light on for multiple sensors as well. If you start noticing dripping oil on the floor in your garage, that can be another symptom. Not very often you will notice oil loss, that where you need to add oil often, unless it's super big leak. But I personally have seen that thing only a couple times. But usually it's not so bad, guys. But you have the burning smell, that will be the number 1 symptom. Oily spots, and then engine light, misfires, okay, will be another thing. When replacing it, careful not to drop anything in the engine. I had a friend that dropped a socket, started the car, destroyed the cylinder head. Also, if you have a V6, V8, often you will need to remove the upper intake manifold. Careful not to drop anything in the lower intake manifold. It will go straight to the valves and it will destroy your engine as well. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you next time.